It's another beautiful day. Studio time check, 30 minutes past 6. Good morning to you, Nigeria. Good morning, your state. You're welcome to your morning tonic, which will turn the Breakdown newspaper review, reaching live from our studio, 32 FM 94.9. I am OLUTAYO. OGUNADE. Good morning to you once again.
And good morning to you from there. My name is Bemisola Shoyemi. Thank you very much for joining us on the Breakdown newspaper review. This is how we get to read headlines from dailies, and of course you get to analyze them later on the show. You also have the opportunity to join us on the show later on, where you send in your comments via a phone call or a text message. You can also join us on YouTube. We're live on YouTube. 32FM 949 Ibadan. 32FM 949 Ibadan. You can drop your comments there as well. I have with me this morning Punch newspaper, Vanguard, Daily Post, Independent, and Oyo Inside.
And I start from Daily Trust. 8 repentant militants kidnappers become pastors. 8 repentant militants kidnappers become pastors. Senate backs Jusun, asks governors to implement judicial autonomy. No increase in petrol price in May. NNPC. No increase in petrol price in May. NNPC. Soldiers working with Boko Haram expose civilian collaborators. The identities of BDC operators arrested for transferring funds to Boko Haram unveiled. You can find from Daily Trust. Terrorism financing, dozens arrested in nationwide crackdown. Only varsities have power of admissions. Uni Abuja replies JAMB. Nigeria shall rise again. Osun Governor. EFCC can't fight corruption alone. Bawa. Human trafficking threat to national security. NAPTIP. Inflation. Nigerians groan as food prices skyrocket. Still from Daily Trust, lawyers, experts differ on Senate's bid for Electoral Offences Commission. Amu Kamara confident the Tigress will shine at Tokyo Olympics. 2023 Mahi Okorocha Kalu on the scale. 2023 dissenting views can't rob us of presidency or Anez Indigo. 60 billion naira printing. Experts differ as a Emefiele defense action.
Punch newspaper, fuel subsidy rises to 500 billion naira. NNPC rules out price hike. Federal government admits revenues crashing, says Nigeria faces hard times. On financial autonomy, Jusun disagrees with NGF, fixes May date. 2 cops, 7 others killed as gunmen attack Anambra Abia police stations. Why Pantami must resign or be sacked. Repentant militants, kidnappers become pastors. More headlines from Punch newspaper. 2 nurses, 2 others killed, 10 injured in Ogun road crashes. Ekiti Monarchs abductors demand 20 million naira ransom. Anxiety grips family. FRSC gives reasons for tanker explosions. Buhari mourns Benue victims. From the business side, all firms borrowed 130 billion naira from banks in February. That's coming from the CBN. Federal government generated 2.15 trillion naira from MDA operating surplus, says FRC. 75 billion naira youth fund disbursement in phases. And from the politics side, Igbo 2023 presidency not a possibility. Ohaneze. Igbo 2023 presidency now a possibility. Ohaneze. Buhari hasn't failed Nigerians, is even tolerating rubbish. That's coming from Masari. Clark backs Ohaneze on 2023 Igbo presidency. Okowa and I instrumental to success of PDP presidential primary. That's coming from Ishaku. Yeah, let me see if there are more headlines from here. I think those are all the headlines I have from Punch newspaper.
Let's see what we have from Premium Times. Please invite. Publisher will expose Ganduje's bribery video goes into hiding. Striking workers, lawyers protest against over judiciary's financial autonomy. Tottenham sack say Morio. 2 officers killed in attack on Anambra police facility. Best hope for fairly distributing COVID-19 vaccines globally at risk. Let's see another one here. Judiciary workers strike. Labour minister to hold fresh meeting with governors, NBA, Jusun, others. Strike. Governors pledge to start implementing judiciary's financial autonomy. Let's see some more from Premium Times. Nigeria's foreign policy full of contradictions. But Jabia Miller. Ambode never funded Lagos rail project. Sanwo-Olu. Just on strike, independence of judiciary not negotiable. Senate. Buhari hosts Nigerian President Mohamed Bazoum. Defense Minister Service Chiefs visit Northeast Theatre Command. Panelists discuss need for collaboration between Nigerian media, state institutions. PDP demands Pantami sack over past statement on Al-Qaeda Taliban.
I'm taking headlines now from Daily Post. Insecurity, Oyetola superintends the weakest government in history. That's coming from an expert. Attack on security formations, anarchy looming in Southeast region, rights group. Ganduje dollar videos, Jafar, daily Nigerian publisher in hiding amid threats. Kidnapping, police commissioner, top officers storm Oluyole in search of abductors. Sanwo-Olu explains why Amotekun is not in Lagos State. 2 suspects providing medical services to bandits arrested in Kaduna. Benue tanker explosion, Buhari worried over frequent accidents on public roads. Boko Haram troops kill over 40 terrorists in Dikwa. Buhari assures Nigerian president of security assistance in diverse ways. Jusun, write your name on sands of history. NBA, Jusun tell Governor Udom. Police Affairs Minister condemns attack on zonal headquarters in Anambra. Insecurity, Nigeria under siege by non-state actors. Senate warns. Lawmaker accuses governors of frustrating financial independence of legislature and the judiciary. Lobby Buhari to work with IPOB, Yoruba tells ESN, Southeast governors. Boko Haram troops battle terrorists in Borno, kill many. Alleged Al-Qaeda links, why Buhari may not sack Pantami, Bangboshe. Also from here, repentant kidnappers, militants become pastors. IPOB rejects calls to merge ESN. Ebubeago says light, darkness never works together. Anambra government refutes rumor of airport downgrade, schedules first flight for April 30. And finally from here, police confirms attack on zonal headquarters in Anambra, provides other details.
And from the Guardian newspaper, again twin attacks rock police division to Nabia, Anambra. Another one here. Pressure on disposable incomes as unemployment doubles. Police arrest mother for inflicting blade cuts on 13-year-old daughter. Take that again. Police arrest mother for inflicting blade cuts on 13-year-old daughter. Governor's promise implementation of financial autonomy as Jusun suspends strike. Suspected herdsmen. Let me take that. Attack Oshu community. Shoot 3. How inadequate infrastructure hinder effective healthcare by Jonathan. Why we rejected Ebube Ago Security Network by IPOB. Our affinities can't be ignored. Buhari tells Nigerian leader preaches stability. Okay, still from The Guardian. Zamfara scramble and APC PDP's hunt for Matawale. INEC threatens to sanction parties over violent congresses. Don't be discouraged by political travails. Wike tells Okorocha. More headline from the sports side of the Guardian newspaper. Ayimba still waiting for PTF decision on Orlando Pirates match. Liverpool and Leeds share spoils amid Super League protests. Let's see some more from the business side. Banks app turns mobile phones to POS. Gulf of Guinea remains world's piracy hotspot in 2021, says IMB. PFA boosts investment assets with 674 billion naira. Sad one here. 2 nurses die, 10 injured in Ogun auto crash. 2 nurses die, 10 injured in Ogun auto crash. Improved soil productivity unites federal government, OCP Africa. We go to another paper.
Vanguard newspaper. Pantami adjudges NITDA, one of Nigeria's most performing agency. 50 billion naira FAC shortfall. We declined governor's request to borrow from CBN. Federal government. We won't compromise standard XUVC. Kidnappers demand 20 million naira ransom for Ekiti traditional ruler. Petrol subsidy continues in May, says NNPC GMD. NITDA More's new roadmap for development and on insecurity. Nigerian Army promises continuous training of its officers. Buhari receives acting IGP Usman Al-Khali Baba. 3 persons shot in kidnapping attempt in Osun. That's coming from the police. ASU condemns Makinde's step-aside order to Lautech VC. Federal government tasks prominent citizens to revamp quality of education. PDP debunks purported suspension of Kwankwaso Aliyu. Federal government inaugurates councils of 5 universities. Nasarawa APC chieftain tasks Nigerians on unity, drums support for Buhari Sule. 8 repentant militants, kidnappers become pastors in OPM Church. Also this morning from Vanguard, Ibadan Museum promises to do more on research. Oil multinationals are ready to relocate to Niger Delta if Silva. All right, road crash claims 2 lives on Ijebu-Ode Benin Highway. 2 arrested for allegedly providing medical services to bandits. And finally from here, Buhari receives briefings from Oshibajo.
Let's go on a short break now. When we return, we go straight to the analysis. Good morning.
Who is this? So, hello?
Now you be the lucky customer where we want dash our Adam's apple olive cream. We go help reduce the size of your Adam's apple. You go flat and
What's the ear no cool here? Ha! If to see I don't get data now, I don't know who they call, no pick 'em.
No matter your phone, whether you get data or not, you sabi what they call. Turn up Kulele Mind with MTN they call. Now 5 naira per day and 15 naira per month. Dial star 5058 hash. Make you enjoy.
Everywhere you go, MTN.
If you don't know the transfer news, you might tell your friends your team has the top striker.
What are you talking about?
If you tell your friends your team has the top striker, they might loudly disagree. If they loudly disagree, the whole viewing center might get involved. If the whole viewing center gets involved, you might lose the argument. If you lose the argument, you might kick the floor in frustration. Before things get out of hand, settle it with Google Search. Get the latest football news, live scores, transfers, probabilities, and so much more on your Google app.
Please, sir, how do I get to Retire Well Crescent?
It's easy. Just go straight on longitude 155. Take a 360-degree turn, then traverse on the trajectory. And bam, you enter the streets. You can't miss it.
At Stambic IBTC Pension Managers, we believe that preparing for the future should be easy. Email switch to pensionsolution@stambicibtc.com and let our experienced managers help you get started. Stambic IBTC Pension Managers, a member of Standard Bank Group.
Put your hands up if you want to have fun. Yeah! Or explore and investigate. Yay! What about dance and create? Then there's laughter and learning. Yay! And don't forget about making new friends. Woohoo! So, parents, it's time to also put up your hands because there's no better way to keep the kids entertained and learning with loads of DSTV channels to keep them in good company. Yay! Get and stay connected to DSTV. Yay!
Do you know that you have the right to quality broadcasting? The National Broadcasting Commission says any person, group of persons, or organization aggrieved by the content of a broadcast or the conduct of a broadcast station may lodge a complaint to the station and or write to the Director General, National Broadcasting Commission, number 20, Ibrahim Taiwo Street, Asokoro, Abuja, or send a mail via info@nbc.gov.ng. Please ensure that your complaint includes name of the broadcast station, title of the program, date and time of broadcast, and essence of the complaint. Also, remember to include your name, address, telephone number, email, and append your signature. Note that your complaint must reach the NBC within 14 days of the queried broadcast. NBC, your right to quality broadcasting.
Honey, must you go?
Babe, you know I must. Besides, you can always video call me.
Hey, what if your battery runs out?
I've got my power bank.
Hey, and when your power bank runs out?
Babe, I've got my laptop.
Okay, wait. What if your data runs out?
Babe, you know we never run out of data.
Never run out of data with Airtel Home Broadband Unlimited Ultra plans. Enjoy unlimited data with no speed cap plus extra data daily, so you never have to worry about running out. Visit www.airtel.com.ng/HBB to get started.
Babe, but I just left the house.
Yes, honey. It's video calling all the way.
Airtel, the smartphone network.
32 FM
94.9.
Welcome back, 32 FM 94.9 Breakdown Newspaper Review. Richard live from our studio. We are live on YouTube, 32 FM 949 Ibadan. Omotolani Abiola Mubasharu, you can see your comment. Austin is already in the studio. I am OLUTAYO, OGUNADE. Good morning to you, Bemishemi.
Good morning to you. Thank you very much. We are joined by Austin Ijumo this morning. Good morning to you, Austin.
Good morning, baby.
And thank you for joining us
Thank you.
again. Yes, to, of course, the major headline we have this morning.
This news. Go on.
No increase in petrol price in May. NNPC is assuring Nigerians. The Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation has said there will be no increase in the ex-depot price of petrol in May. The group managing director of NNPC, that's Mele Kyari, disclosed on Monday on the company's social media post during a meeting he held with the National Association of Road Transport Owners and Petroleum Tankers Drivers. He said that people should relax, that there will be no increase in fuel price in May. Do we need this kind of assurance every time? Because is it that Nigerians no longer trust any government agency?
Yes, that is what it seems to look like. There is a distrust between the policymakers and the people. This is not the first time the NPC will be coming out to reassure the public. They also did for the month of March until midway. It looks as if the goalpost was shifted after a public outcry before the decision was later rescinded. So if you look at the way things stands now, of course NNPC actually waded into the crisis between NATO and PTD. PTD believes that they should get more of revenue in terms of logistics, in terms of transportation of PMS, and that was already resulting into a situation of panic buying in some major cities, especially Abuja. So NNPC had to wade in to say, no, this is our current position. We do not intend to increase the S-depot price. The S-depot price is the price at which marketers buy from depot owners. So they said no, because once a depot's price is tinkered with, it shows a corresponding increase too in the pump price, which is the price per liter. So NNPC through the GMD has come out. The statement he made that we don't intend to increase our pump price for the month of May. I saved it somewhere to pop it up anytime they want to come back through the back door to actually get this done. He also made mention of the fact that subsidy for the period under review that will end in May, a period of 5 months, will have got about 500 billion naira, which is like 418 if you put the calculation together. They are paying subsidy now because of the landing cost, and we have told the government by this time we are not supposed to be having anything like a landing cost. If you look at the issue in the downstream oil sector, I think the government have not been able to deal with some of these challenges that we have. In another news this morning, there's a report that the refinery incurred what they call operating deficits of over 5 billion naira, the three refinery put together. So the non-operating deficits,
are they working?
That is the issue. they are not working, but there are offices. They are not refining, but there are offices that are being personnel that are being maintained, you know. And in the month of December alone,
are you saying you're paying people for doing nothing or what?
Of course, that is the way it has been. We are at a time we had to do a thorough profiling through investigation to reveal that the GMD of this NPC of this refinery, they earn as much as 50 million per month. That is what they take home. And at the end of the day, the three refinery for a period of 2020, they incurred a deficit of over 100 billion. That is what they expended on those refinery. And these three refinery put together did not refine any single barrel for December 2020. So these are issues that I think NNPC should work out. It's not just about tinkering with the pump price on the face value. Let us look at the major issue. By now we should have been able successfully to eliminate the ideas and all the issue associated with landing costs. How do we do that? Local content, local refinery. We must develop capacity to refine locally. And it's quite unfortunate too that despite public outcry, the government has kick-started the process of the rehabilitation of the Port Harcourt refinery.
Do we need to charge them or to encourage them that whatever model they have adopted to keep oil availability, oil being available to the Nigerians at this rate or price, they should just sustain it. An increase at this time may not all go well for the well-being of Nigerians.
Yes, an increase at this time will cause economic crisis for a lot of people because there is tension in the land already. I mean economic tension. The purchasing power of the people has been weakened to a large extent, to the extent that even the common man barely can feed. So whatever they have to do, which means subsidy has again come back to stay. This time around, it is a little bit better because the subsidy is no longer going to the hand of private individuals. So the government, NNPC as the sole importer of this product, they look for a way to write it off in their book and ensure that the price remain, because this will be an overburden economically and it will further amount to pushing the Nigerian masses to the wall if you contemplate any increment at this particular point in time. Before any increment, let us work on how we can refine products locally. If we are able to meet our local consumption in terms of refinery, if bigger refineries like the petrochemical refineries that we have are no longer working, let us dwell more on the modular refineries. So the government must ensure that come upstream as a matter of urgency.
I have this one from the Guardian newspaper. It's double trouble for most Nigerian families having to cope with the increasing number of dependents amid constant struggles with stagnant earnings and dwindling fortunes, now punctured by rising inflation. Of course, of this, we have food prices going very high and Nigerians are having to struggle.
Yes, it's struggle galore. Food price index is the increase is unprecedented in terms of inflation. As it currently stands, over 22%. And you look at the major issue, let the government look for a way to deal with the issue of insecurity, because most of the item in terms of the causes of this inflation that we witness principally is the issue of insecurity. Let us encourage people to go to farm and ensure that we create an enabling environment for them in terms of security. Everybody is afraid to go to the farm because people are maimed, adopted, and sometimes killed even on their farms. So the government must ensure that there is adequate security, because lack of security will trigger food insecurity in the land. Look at the cost of production, for example. Production is low because people cannot go to the farm. Production is low in terms of food production across the country. We also have the issue of industrial production that is also low because of the hostile economic environment that we find ourselves. It's really difficult to do business in Nigeria. That is the truth of the matter, except the service industry. You can feel that the service industry is doing well, and any economy that is on its need and service industry continue to make bogus profit year in, year out, it suggests that fundamentally something is wrong. So the government must, through policy program, drive opportunities for businesses to thrive. In another news this morning, Nigerians spent over 22 billion US dollars. That is over 9 trillion naira to fuel our generators for 2020. You know, there was a lockdown, so people were at home. This is the situation. Let's look at that amount of money, for example. If we invest heavily in the power sector, genuine investment, bring in core investors that have the technical know-how to bankroll
I don't understand,
the power
Austin.
sector.
You saying if we invest heavily in power sector, the investment we made in recent past, how do you refer to that? What kind of investment is that?
See, I mean purposeful investments, investment for value, not just trading with money. I understand the point, because if we want to talk about any sector of the economy that the government has invested more in, I think power sector will be number one or number two, as the case may be. But have we been able to get value for this investment? Have we been able to get, because an average entrepreneur, an average businessman invests for the purpose of a return on investment, the one you call profit. But in terms of this power sector, whatever investment you put in, there must be a corresponding profit in terms of value for the Nigerian people. So let the government work on having relativity or stability in power supply. If we have improvement in power supply, Nigerians will be able to do business, will be able to cope, because we have people fueling their investment, ensuring that we run on generating our private power in the country. So basically, it's a generator-driven economy, and there's no generator-driven economy that grows.
Most of these private investors in the private, in the energy sector are just after profit and not delivering value.
That's the issue. They want to make profit at all costs, but the government who is supposed to stand at the gap for the people to ensure that an enabling environment is created in terms of making this power available. Because anybody that want to go into business, the primary purpose should be to make profit, but profit must be moderated in line with the economic details and tools. A situation whereby companies continue to post homologous profits at the detriment of the larger economy, you find it very strange when the economy is doing so badly. You see some companies, majorly service companies, not industry, so not manufacturing sector. So I could remember, I think in 2019, for example, a lot of manufacturing sector indices suggest that major of this production company posted losses at the end of the day. But in the service industry, the reverse is the case. Profits went up.
So now there's a trend. There's a trend in this country. Each time Nigerians are complaining about something, there's a probability that when the clamor gets too much, the federal government will decide to, dance to the tune of the people. And what happens? They can decide, okay, we are investing so amount of money into this thing, and at the end of the day, we get to hear nothing about it, because usually it is some set of people that will sit down to, do whatever they want to do with the money. Now, you just talked about investing in the power sector. If we try to clamor for this again, now, don't you think this particular trend will be what we'll have all over again, because it's still almost the same set of leaders we're talking about?
There have never been any time that the government has not invested in the power sector. During recession, bailouts were given out to the discos. Up to today, what is happening to them? No Nigerian is more concerned about the investment in the power sector. What we are more concerned about in that sector is value for money in terms of improved power generation and electricity supply to the end users. That is what we are more interested in. It's not even the amount of money, so there's no time. The various discos across the country, they can't stand on their own without government intervention. And this structure or that particular sector has been privatized. Privatization means that at that stage, it is now privately owned, managed, and dispensed. But we have a situation where these private agencies, private individuals that bought this power firm, they do not even have intense requisite experience in the power sector to manage some of these facilities. So government wants in the wisely come in to stand at the gap so that the people will not suffer too much. But at the end of it all, it boils down to the fact that we are not actually getting value. So the government must look for a way to create an enabling environment. We are talking about household, an average Nigerian suffering as a result of the biting economic situation in the land today. I feel for people who do not even have opportunity to earn a living at all. And we talked about insecurity in the land. These people are also part of the people. We refer to them as the informal sector. At times we call them tout. At times we call them hoodlum. The society also created them. The society gives birth to them. So we must find a way by which we can engage the people through government investment, through government policies and programs that will drive change in the land.
All right, a population of over 200 million, only 46.4 million Nigerians are with jobs as we currently speak. That is the data from the NBS, that's the National Bureau of Statistics. We're going on a short break now. When we return, we'll talk about financial autonomy for the judiciary.
If you know sabi transfer news, you fit tell your padi say na your team get correct top striker.
What are you talking about?
If you tell your padi say na your team get correct top striker, dem fit shout dey follow you argue.
No way.
If dem shout dey follow you argue, everybody for viewing center fit shook mouth for the matter. If dem shook mouth for the matter, you fit fall your hand for the matter. If you fall your hand for the matter, you fit kick bench as you dey vex. Abeg, before you enter yawa, settle the matter with Google search. Get the latest football news, live scores, transfers, probabilities, and anything wey concern football with your Google app.
Put your hands up if you want to have fun. Yeah! Or explore and investigate. Yay! What about dance and create? Then there's laughter and learning. Yay! And don't forget about making new friends. So, parents, it's time to also put up your hands because there's no better way to keep the kids entertained and learning with loads of DSTV channels to keep them in good company. Yay! Get and stay connected to DSTV.
Yeah! Hey, now your house be this.
It shock you. Enter kitchen, make I show you my double door fridge. You never see anything, no.
How una take manage am? New house, new fridge. Abeg show me the road, oh.
My sister. Now landlord wahala na carry me go discover Adron Homes and Properties, oh. Adron Homes and Properties, now real estate company. We get integrity.
Abeg talk to me.
My husband come to give me money, oh. Before you know, no. We don't own our own home. Adron Homes come give us key, give us fridge. Everything just changed for us.
Hey!
Yes, so you selfie top up your family fund this Easter with only 25,000 naira initial deposit. Constantly spread your balance between 12 to 36 months with plenty gift with buckle for grab. Oh yeah, sharply call Adron Homes on 0703 040 2305 or 0803 394 8424.
láti gòkè àgùnlà láyé èèyàn nílò ìtọ́sọ́nà ẹni tó mọ̀nà débi àṣeyọrí. FMH International HR àwọn ni gbajúgbajà akọ́ṣẹ́mọṣẹ́ iléeṣẹ́ alárinà tó mọ ojúlẹ̀jà bá ti ń tọ́ni sọ́nà finimọ̀nà nípa bí gbogbo òǹwáṣẹ́ ṣe lè pàdé àwọn òǹgbanisíṣẹ́ pàápàá jùlọ láwọn orílẹ̀-èdè tó wà lókè òkun.
FMH International HR alábàáṣepọ̀ gidi ni wọ́n jẹ́ pẹ̀lú àjọ oníwádìí ìjìnlẹ̀ àgbáyé tá a mọ̀ sí United Nations Volunteer Research Group láti jùmọ̀ tọpinpin wàhálà táwọn ọmọlẹ́yìn kojú nídìí ìgbìyànjú ajé lọ sílẹ̀ òkèèrè. ìyẹn ọ̀rọ̀ tó jẹ mọ́ international migration àti international labour activities.
ǹjẹ́ o tiẹ̀ mọ̀ pé o nílò ìmọ̀ tó jinlẹ̀ dáadáa nípa ìlànà à ń tẹ̀lé láwọn pápákọ̀ òfurufú tó fẹ́ gbà sọdá sílẹ̀ òkèèrè. lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ bá a ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀ yìí United Nations Volunteer Research Group pẹ̀lú àjọṣepọ̀ FMH International HR ń ṣe research lórí ẹ̀dùn ọkàn àti ìpèníjà tẹ́ ẹ bá ní. questionnaires táwọn òṣìṣẹ́ FMH bá fún yín lágbègbè yín lẹ́yìn ṣàlàyé ìrírí yín sí.
fún àlàyé lẹ́kùnrẹ́rẹ́ kàn sí wọn ní 3rd and 9th floor Cocoa House Dùgbẹ̀ Ìbàdàn.
telephone 0817 4444 627
àti 08168737222.
Please, sir, how do I get to Retire Well Crescent?
It's easy. Just go straight on longitude 155. Take a 360-degree turn, then traverse on the trajectory. And bam, you enter the streets. You can't miss it.
At Stambic IBTC Pension Managers, we believe that preparing for the future should be easy. Email switch to pensionsolution@stambicibtc.com and let our experienced managers help you get started. Stambic IBTC Pension Managers, a member of Standard Bank Group.
32 FM
94.9.
Welcome back. 32 FM 94.9 Break of Dawn newspaper review. The Chairman Senate Committee on Judiciary, Human Rights and Legal Matters, Senator Opeyemi Bamidele, has told governors that independence of the judiciary is non-negotiable Bamdele stated this while answering questions from reporters after a public hearing organized by the Senate Joint Committee on Judiciary Rights and Legal Matters, Navy and Marine Transport on Firearms. The hearing was on the Bill Act 2004, Amendment Bill 2021, and Exclusive Economic Zones Act 2010, Repeal and Enactment Bill 2021. The meat of this is actually Senate backs Jusun asks governors to implement judicial autonomy.
Yes, it's a fight to finish. I do not see the reason why governors should continue to shy away from the truth, because independence of the judiciary and the legislature will further strengthen our democracy. It shouldn't be a situation where governors at all costs want to punish judicial officers in their various states because of not dancing to their tune. We all still remember the case between the former CJ of Kogi State, Ajana, and Governor Yaya Bello. It got to the extent that Yaya Bello had to give order to disconnect power supply and water supply from his official residence. At the federal level, I think the situation is robust. The government deploy funds directly to the heads of courts. That is the way it should be. At state level, that is the way it should be. So there should be judicial autonomy. But governors in Nigeria want to have everything. I agree with Josun. They say, oh, you have only met with some representative. You are not met with the body. So the strike should not be called off. Let them not be stampede to a situation where they will call off the strike. And in the nearest future, they want to embark on another strike. Whatever we have to do, let there be a total shutdown as it currently the situation is, and we resolve the issue. We can't continue to have a situation where governors will be dictating to the courts what to do, dictate to they have already put the legislative arm of government in their pocket. So I don't know what they are afraid of. The federal government, they are now capitalizing on the fact that, the executive order 10 of the president was wrong. What necessitated the executive
They are saying it is
10?
purely a constitutional matter, and that the president cannot just by fiat say this is what you should do.
The president did not by fiat decree the executive order. Even the United States of America make use of executive orders. It was because of the fact that these governors were reluctant in executing the constitution, in obeying the constitution, not just the constitution, more than 2 court judgments, valid court judgment, that there should be autonomy for the judiciary. And these governors continue to flout this rule, and that moved the hand of the president on May 5 last year to bring in the executive order. At the time it was gazetted and white paper wanted to be published, the governors hurriedly went to Mr. President to meet Mr. President, and they convinced him, and as we speak today, that has not been gazetted. And that is why we are having all of this back and forth, because the purpose of the executive order was to move the hand of the governors at all costs to be able to implement that section of the constitution that provide independence of the judiciary, financial independence for that matter.
What happens in a situation where there's an executive order and those who are to obey are not obeying it or decide to not obey? What's the next step?
See, after a white paper produced and is gazetted, the governors will have no choice than to follow it. Do you know the penalty? In the executive order, what the president seeks to do is that the money will no longer come to the state government. From the federal level, it will be disbursed to the head of this institution.
I think they are more particular about
directly.
the process. What happens if the president revokes or suspends the order? I mean, let's make it a constitutional matter rather than an executive order.
See, Tayo, these governors, they are very powerful and funny. If they can meet the president and the president suspend what he wants to do, that suggests how powerful they are. The idea of condemning the executive order, in my view, is hiding behind one finger. You understand? So that is the way it works. They are only using that to give an excuse that, we should have followed it constitutionally. Why should it bring executive order or what have you? It should have allowed that. The president, to some extent, also used executive order to compel the NFIU to release funds directly to the local government. So these are areas. All of this will strengthen our democracy. If there are executive orders that are not in tandem with the law, we can talk about it.
What do we stand to benefit from the autonomy of the judiciary?
It means that the judiciary can take decision on their own without recourse to the governor, without necessarily serving as appendage to the governors. We see some situation in the time past. I just told you of a scenario now when a judicial officer, the most senior judicial officer in the state, was humiliated because the governors had to release the fund. In the case of Kogi that I just cited, for a long time, the governor refused to release money. Even money for training, money for research, money for whatever, he refused to release to the court. Why? Because the money is in his care. So we must get to a level where the three arms of government, no one should be subservient to the other. Why is it that it is the executive arm of government that is the most powerful arm of government in the country? It shouldn't be so. Even the constitution talks about the legislature first, even before the executive.
Now let's link this to the centralization of the police. People have been clamoring for, state governors also having to, make decisions when it comes to the police force. If we bring this kind of scenario into this issue of, decentralizing the police and all of that, are we not going to have this same kind of problem in the future?
See, it shows from current reality, it shows evidently that the current police structure is no longer productive. It's no longer effective. So we need to decentralize. What some people are afraid of is that, when you allow governors to take charge of the security forces within the state, they will use it against their opponent. When we get to the river, we'll cross it. Such governors will not be in the office forever. Even today as we speak, apart from the fact that this police force is in charge of the federal government, so governors should use them against their opponent. You understand?
When Buhari made or gave this executive order in 2020, right, May precisely, some refer to it as soft restructuring. Just to collaborate what Baby is trying to say about, can we also bring this into, the unbundling of the police service in the country, so we can have what you refer to as state police?
Of course, it's superb. Let us have state police. Let us devolve power. We can't continue to run a unitary system of government in every facet of democracy. That is the way it works. What I expect the governors to do, they can also capitalize on this to hold the federal government and say, we will do this, but also give us this.
But why are they jittery?
I don't know why. They want to control everything at all costs. They want to be in charge of the executive, also control the legislature, and also dominate the judicial arm of government. It shouldn't be.
Now, let's quickly come back home to Oyo State. Lautech VC, ASU condemns step-aside order, wants due process to be followed. The Academic Staff Union of Universities, Ladoke Akintola University of Technology chapter, has faulted the decision of Governor Seyi Makinde of Oyo State to force the Vice-Chancellor of the university, Professor Olufisayo Ologunde, to step aside. Now, this has been a problem for a while, and now ASU is, saying that the governor did not follow due process.
Yes, the due process is very clear. We have the university autonomy on one hand, then we have the extant law on the other hand, which states that it is the governing council that will pass a vote of no confidence on the vice-chancellor before the expiration of his or her tenure. That is what the law states expressly. So the law did not empower the governor or by proxy the commissioner for education to issue an order for the vice-chancellor to step aside.
So we're saying the governor is wrong.
The governor goofed. That is the situation. Whatever the cases are. Have you forgot? Even the chairman of the governing council cannot unilaterally remove the VC, like the case of Unilag. You understand? We have a governing council. They have to meet to say, there is gross misconduct on the part of the vice-chancellor, then due process will be followed. In the extant law, there was no mention of the fact that the visitor to the school, which is the governor in this case, can unilaterally order the vice-chancellor to step aside.
So the academia must not allow itself to be politicized.
Of course, they must not allow itself to be politicized. So, and the people in government must be very careful. We are talking about the institution for that matter.
All right. I think we should start getting feedback now from our people. 0906 2000 949. Good morning. I think we should leave Pantami issue find a better issue to discuss, because I am not aware President Buhari is aware there is Pantami in his cabinet. How can he sack who is not aware exists? Daniel Okereke from Okitunu, we got that. It's no longer fake news that every criminal activity we may think of is happening in Nigeria. We are the giant of Africa. We shouldn't expect the ants in Africa to solve our problems for us. We have it all it takes to end this insecurity. We should know that presidential campaign now won't solve insecurity. Let's secure Nigeria before it's renamed. Let there be peace. I pray, Reverend Achibiri. We go that too. Thank you. Let us think of what to do with ourselves, not to give advice, because talk and talk has never worked and it will never work. This is from Andrew. Hello, good morning. Hello.
Good morning. Okay. Good morning to you.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
I'm Falodo calling from Papa Dodo. I want to discuss about what Masari, governor of Katsina, has just said about Mr. President. Frankly speaking, I still believe that Mr. President is a man of integrity, because as at now, I'm yet to hear about President Buhari presidential library. I'm yet to hear about presidential mansion. So I'm yet to hear about it. I don't know. This is 6 years out of 8 years. So, but what really happened is that Mr. President, a man of integrity, is swimming in the midst of people I will call medocrats. That's the reason you cannot garbage wrong input and be expecting right output. It's not possible. That's the problem that Nigeria is facing at now. So Mr. President should gear up. That's my own conclusion this morning. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Falodun. 0906 2000 949 0906 2000 949. Excuse me. We have another one here. Let's see. Trying to get the message here. All right. Maybe we should take the call then. Let us think of what to do with ourselves. I'll come back to it. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Hello.
Morning.
Gentlemen in the house.
It's good to have you. What's your name, please?
Hello.
Yes, we can hear you.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning. Uh-oh.
Okay.
We can hear you clearly.
Once you call in, you can just go ahead and drop your headline. 0906 2000 949 0906 2000 949. That's the number to call to drop your headline this morning. You can also head onto YouTube and drop your comments there as well. 32FM 949 Ibadan is the channel. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, my name is Adeshi Yomonola from UI. For so many things that you guys to forget the fact that this president is not aware of so many things. The president that said the president is not aware of. The person is saying the truth. We made mistakes in 2015. There was no mistake in 2019 because they manipulated themselves there. So the bottom line now is that you journalists should just try your best to sensitize people, especially our youth. Go and get PVC, not only vote, defend your vote. Get somebody who is academically, physically, and mentally fit to know everything about the government. This president cannot mention 10 people out of his cabinet member. Somebody that is as close as 80 years of age. We are in trouble. Let's have the best of today.
All right, thank you for your contribution. 0906 2000 949. Let's take this call. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning.
If you are hearing me, I just want to let you know that all that is happening between the executive, the legislature, and the judiciary is the fault of the legislature. We have a National Assembly that made themselves subservient to the executive. They take whatever the executive sends to them without challenging the executive. So everything boils down to the irresponsibility of the legislature. If the legislature had been up to the attacks, what we are talking about now wouldn't have happened. But because they believe that whatever the president says, they go along with it. And that is why the executive has taken over both the work of the legislature and the judiciary. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much for that.
Also, separation of powers.
Yes, I think in the context of it, there's nothing like separation of power in Nigeria. So we must look at it the way this autonomy will take us to where we are going.
All right, quickly, let's take our last commercial break. We'll be back to take more calls and messages.
Honey, must you go?
Babe, you know I must. Besides, you can always video call me.
What if your battery runs out?
I've got my power bank.
Hey, and when your power bank runs out?
Babe, I've got my laptop.
Okay, wait. What if your data runs out?
Babe, you know we never run out of data.
Never run out of data with Airtel Home Broadband Unlimited Ultra plans. Enjoy unlimited data with no speed cap plus extra data daily, so you never have to worry about running out. Visit www.airtel.com.ng/HBB to get started.
Babe, but I just left the house.
Yes, honey. It's video calling all the way.
Airtel, the smartphone network.
If you don't know the transfer news, you might tell your friends your team has the top striker.
What are you talking about?
If you tell your friends your team has the top striker, they might loudly disagree. If they loudly disagree, the whole viewing center might get involved. If the whole viewing center gets involved, you might lose the argument. If you lose the argument, you might kick the floor in frustration. Before things get out of hand, settle it with Google Search. Get the latest football news, live scores, transfers, probabilities, and so much more on your Google app.
I saw self-injectable contraceptive while searching for contraceptive options online. My first reaction was, wow, women can actually inject themselves? Imagine that. No more queues or judgmental aunties waiting at the clinic. I decided to try it because it prevents pregnancy for 3 months with just one injection. Also, anyone can do it from anywhere they feel comfortable after being trained by a healthcare provider. I was a tad bit scared the first time I self-injected since needles has always made me uncomfortable. But I found it very easy and less painful than a normal injection. Now, I have gained a lot more confidence in myself. Self-inject contraceptive has put power in my hands. I feel more in control of my body, my time, and my future.
Would you like to explore your contraceptive options and find out more about self-injections? Visit discoveryourpower.org today or search #DiscoverYourPower. This message is supported by Health Promotion Division, Federal Ministry of Health.
Please, sir, how do I get to Retire Well Crescent?
It's easy. Just go straight on longitude 155. Take a 360-degree turn, then traverse on the trajectory. And bam, you enter the streets. You can't miss it.
At Stambic IBTC Pension Managers, we believe that preparing for the future should be easy. Email switch to pensionsolution@stambicibtc.com and let our experienced managers help you get started. Stambic IBTC Pension Managers, a member of Standard Bank Group.
Grooming a new generation that cannot be intimidated anywhere in the world involves creating an enabling environment for our children to explore and crave for more innovation. Hence, the consortium of intellectuals have brainstormed to design an educational framework through a world-class government-approved institution, Inselberg Coast International German-Swiss Schools. Admission is currently ongoing for creche, nursery, primary, and secondary, an environment where your baby can be sufficiently catered for, superb boarding facilities, conducive learning environment, and our tuition is affordable. Register your child at Inselberg Coast International German Swiss School. Entrance examination comes up every Thursday and Friday from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Number 33 ADEYANJU Street off Awolowo Road, Old Bodija, Ibadan. Website www.inselberggermanschool.com or call 0812 325 5076 or 0812 141 6830. Inselberg Coast German Swiss School, where cultural diversity brings collective strength.
32 FM
94.9.
Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Okay, in case you are hearing me, you're not hearing anyway. This is Ade. I'm calling from Monia. You see, a country like what you have already said, where there is no separation of power, there is bound to be dictatorship. It's like where there is no law, anybody can do anything he or she likes, and there is no offender. One ought to be a check and balance to balance the other. But in a situation where the president then see, you can't take over all over. That is why you have all the problems we are encountering in this country today. Banditry here and there, nobody to say. Even the legislation, we even put our hope Whether it's the worst, I don't even know. But what is the way forward? The issue is this. Let the National Assembly come up. If the Constitution is to be amended, let it be amended in order to suit the president's material life. To me, this Constitution we are having now is no longer taking care of the affairs of this country. Let there be no dictatorship because it will lead us nowhere. Let Nigerians say no to dictatorship government, which we have now. Have a nice day.
Thank you very much, Abe. 0906-2009-49.
Good morning, brothers and sisters. This present government has nothing to offer us. The only advice for the youths is that we should know what we are doing. We shouldn't rely on this administration. God bless Nigeria. Abioyo Adewale, Sunday, from our YouTube comment.
Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Good morning,
Tayo,
sir.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
This is Emeka from Akpete.
It's been a while. Good to have you.
Please tell my brother that is always insulting Buhari that he will grow old. Good morning.
Thank you, Emeka. Always a very short one from him. We will all grow old by the grace of God, all right? So we shouldn't shame those who are old. Ageism is not something that is cool, all right? We have leaders around the world. It's not a question of age. And if you say you have strength as a youth, you also need the wisdom of the Agbalagba, you call them, right?
Yes.
Everybody has to work together.
I think the age of Mr. President is not the major issue. It's a factor, but it's not the major issue. We have others that are older and are doing excellently well. So it's not the age. Who was Mr. President while he was a youth? So let's go back memory lane. That is what we should look at. After Babalachi spoke last week, he spoke eloquently. Age does not take away what is in your memory. So that's what we are looking at. Look at the President of the United States of America.
Babayo Adebanjo is 94.
94, going to 95, and is doing excellently well. So his age is not the major factor here.
We didn't look at this particular story just as we leave the studio. Again, twin attacks rock police divisions in Abia, Anambra. Also, we need to focus on the east.
On the southeast.
Something is happening
there. I think the Inspector General Police is talking about the issue. So let's see
if there'll be any step from them
to curb this trend.
All right. So thank you very much, Austin Idumo, for joining us this morning. My name is Bimisola Shoyemi. Have a great day ahead.
I am Olutayo Ogunade. Good morning.